Hey guys, this is Juno and welcome back to another account improvement in Summoners War. Today we are on Curb's account. We're going to do a short review on this account because he wants to get better in the game. And he's okay with me roasting him, which I usually just do if their account is really bad. But I think his account is in a decent state, but he will also get improvement in, he is going to get improvement in artifact dungeons and also the new Vile dungeon, the Vile ancient rune stuff, right? Yeah, he showed me that he got 4 water Gandalfs. Yeah, this was the account. This is the account owner that showed me that he got 4 of these. Damn. Hey guys, before we start the video, if you guys are interested in getting advice and help from me and other Summoners War players, feel free to join my Discord, where the link is in the descriptions below. Also, if you enjoy my content and want to support me, become a Patreon, where the link for it is also in the descriptions. I believe he also said don't look at his siege stuff, which is fine because they are gonna try for a high G3, so we're not gonna look at that. Let's just look at the overall stuff, okay? So best record G2, World Arena P1 and Guild was G2 and he's going for G3. He's doing Giants well, but everything else seems kind of mediocre at best. Although these are the fastest time for his artifact dungeons, I think the average is like a minute. And then he is doing regular R5, surprisingly. And then he wants this Hellground of the Raging Fires dungeon team as well. It looked like he was doing the Dreaming Fairy stuff. Let's look at his box. I already saw a couple of Nat 5s, LD Nat 5s. Okay, so yeah, there's the Triss, the Yennefer. This unit is kind of fun if you use it well. This is annoying, right? You have to hit her. There's the Kiara, Elena, right? And then, ooh, Vivacho, okay. Dark Monkey, Nikki. Damn, a lot of Dark Nat 5s down here. Then he also has the Hwarang. I think this unit is still fun. The Christine, I think we see her sometimes in Arena Defense. She works as the stall. Mortera works as a stall as well. Ooh, the Light Triss too. The Light Geralt. Do a lot of LD Nat 5s. Oof. This account owner should be having fun, guys. Having fun. I think no point of looking at his regular stuff. Let's look at his runes. Okay, I mean, just from his Vile Will on his Water Gandalf, it looks decent. Swift looks good on slot 1, decent slot 3. We want to see some quads. Oof. I think a crit rate on Tiana is kind of wasted unless you're just using it for the speed. 28, which could be a 29. You're lacking legend grinds on these runes. They're worthy of it. And then finally, ooh, a 32, finally. Again, legend grind right here. I will be working on these. I think these nitpicky stuff, although it does seem small, it adds up. And your builds will look different once you start giving them legend grinds and gems. If your Swift is like that, I'm gonna assume everything else is the same. Yeah, 28, could be a 29, but he's not perfecting it, it looks like. You see +3s. It might be because of the solo R5 you're running. You're running just the regular one. Maybe you should run a prioritized one where you get the Despair Vile stuff. Because look at these, man. These are worthy of legend grinds all around. Sad to see it. I mean, there's a quad here too, but no legend grind nor legend gem. Yeah, that's definitely it. You're lacking grinds. Even that, look at that. +5, not even a +7. Sad to see. Runes are great. Yeah, you have some very good runes. It's just that you're not perfecting them. Some, even the hero stuff is not there. Even this is a quad. A low quad, but still a quad. Yeah, I think that really just says it. I would work on Solar 5 for a very long time to be perfecting these runes. I think that's where you're lacking the most likely. For Arena, you're in G1. Oh, I didn't see the Valeska. Okay. Is it usually the Chakra? I thought it was something else. I think it's usually a Lamelia instead of the Chakra. But I mean, what am I to say? You have a 37% defense rate, which is decently high. And your best record was G2 with a 30% defense rate, so that really just means your victory rate, your AOs are a problem. Oh, you're using it as an AO, what the freak? You also have Nyx, freak. You have great LD5s for defense, but what are these offenses, man? Okay, so you want this like melting team right here. Yes, it doesn't work against teams with Juno or Vero, but I mean, not all defenses have Juno and Vero. So you want to use that for sure. I like Gang in that team. And for that team, I think just simply more dots is totally fine. Yeah, Mugwang. And then probably like a Rika or even a Nora is fine. It's kind of weird because if you have so many LD5s, you want to just start spamming these LD5s. Really, that doesn't mean they're the better AOs. I'm gonna get rid of this too. Unfortunately, you don't have an LD5 that had an AoE strip, right? You'll use that. Maybe you could use this as the AoE defense breaker. You have 2 Grokkens. 2 Beelzebubs, dude. Okay, at least we can safely assume that this person is a spender, okay? Oh wait, we want a boost. So it has to be a Kabila actually, sorry. Oh wait, you had Talisman, right? You had Talisman. I think I saw it. No? Am I dreaming? They have more LD5s down here? Oh, I guess I was dreaming. Damn, I was sure that I saw a Talisman. You need an because of self-attack buffer. Yeah, I guess I was streaming. Boost, strip. So you need a defense breaker, then dealer. So that's why I said the Dark Monkey. So the AoE defense break's done, but it makes no sense. I guess just a Galleon here is the best bet. And then a strong dealer. I'll probably just go Zeros. Is Grogan better? I feel like Zeros is better. Yeah, maybe something like that. And then one last one. What do I use a lot? Tiana team. Still, Tiana with Pengbaek is just super strong, especially with the rise of the light Gandalf. I will always have a Tiana team in my back pocket. There you go. Build these 3 and you should be good. You should be good. For World Arena, you are in C3, 57% win rate. I think that is fairly low for your rune quality right now. I personally got into P1 with the 80-something% win rate pretty easily. So yeah. I mean, again, it's because you have so many LD5s. I'm pretty sure you don't know what to play. If you have a Valeska, I would focus on the Valeska team in the beginning, because Valeska is so strong. Also, if you know somebody that uses Vivichel well, maybe I'll copy a Vivichel team, because Vivichel is also very strong. But it's just that because you have all of these mashed up together. I mean, if you only had one of these, it would be pretty simple. But because you have all of these, is the problem, right? Let's just look at the speed tuning then. Nyx Despair, it's kind of squishy. Hey Gang, okay, same speed as mine, but way squishier. Because he is using an accuracy. I think I might be using an accuracy too. He can make it faster, right? A +5. And see, he's missing these things. Like even this, I would give it a +10, but let's just for the sake of this video, just give it a +7. Like, come on. Let's see how much more HP could get if he gets 11 grinds. 3%. 3%, 3%, 3%, 3%. 12% more HP, right? And probably goes the same for defense. And for speed, 1, 2, 3, 4 more speed. 4 more speed as well. So he could go way, way quicker as well. See, all of this adds up, man. Despair as well. We'll see the same thing. It looks pretty squishy, right? It's on crit damage for one, so that's a flaw. Let's look at the HP stuff. 5%. Well, actually just like 8% because he could get a 13, but we'll take the middle of it. So a 5 and 13, so 8%. So let's just say 5. 5. That's fine. 3, 8, 11, another 5, so 16. And let's say he doesn't land obviously max on all of them, so more like 11 to 16, right? Also put the relics. Did you get any good relic? Doesn't look like it. I mean, I will still at least give it this or this, you know, something that gives him more tankiness with on all these units. Same with this. Solvark seems pretty inefficient. Probably same issue. Speed. Yeah, I mean, R5 is just screaming R5 issues. How about Valeska? I think Valeska seems a little too quick. I think you could actually kill like 20 more speed and get more HP and 100 res. I guess your Valeska is not going to be performing just as well because you don't have 100% resistance. Escher, okay, crit rates build. Artemel. I mean, I don't even have to see the whole thing. I see the problem. It doesn't matter if it's not even the box problem, I think. I mean, the box is so premium, I can't say it's bad. I'm pretty sure you could get something to work with this. The biggest issue is that you're not grinding your runes. You're not giving them legend grinds. Work on your runes one by one. You know, prioritize your runes, find the best ones, and make a list 1 to 10 as a start. So 1 to 10, you'll work on those 10 first, but obviously 1 is the most important one, and then it goes to 2, 3, and 4, so on and so forth. Once you're done with those 10, move on to the next. I know it's gonna be a long, tedious process in the beginning. It's because you're so behind with it, but at a certain point, you will get enough of those runes where your builds will look different. So that's really all I have to say with the review. I'll be now back after making all the changes on the 3 dungeon teams. Before I get into it, let's actually look at a scout battle to see how bad they are. We already know that the dimensional dungeon team is not built, so we don't have to look at that. But for your Steel Fortress, 1 minute out of 5, and your Potential Crypt is not even being started, it's not even ran. So we're going to be working on making these at least closer to 40 seconds if possible. I think we will be able to get it because his rune quality is actually pretty premium. So let's see how I get all these teams. Running. If you also want me to use swap to build your PvP teams or dungeon teams, please join my Discord for the Google forum. If you guys want account reviews to my Patreon, let's get right into it. Hey guys, we are back on the account after finishing up with all the improvements. Now, from the initial review, in the beginning part of the video, I thought that this account had much better rune quality, but while I was using swap, I was surprised because the depth of the builds, you know, the estimated build was so low from what I was seeing. When I looked into it a little closely, I've noticed that he didn't have a lot of runes. So in reality, it seems like either the account owner cleaned up his rune box extensively, or his condition of keeping a rune is extremely high, so it was very hard for me to find certain builds. Like a lot of these dungeon teams, especially if you want a speed team, you want a lot of fight runes, but he was lacking a lot of that. I did have to use any rune possible to get all these speed dungeon teams. Now you guys could tell that I did build the Hellground of Raging Fires level 5, and from the time, it's not really a speed team. I did get a fastest time of 30 something seconds, but it just wasn't safe with its rune quality. So if I do a replay, you can see it is somewhat similar to what is out there from the videos, but usually it's with the Ikaru. And I believe we couldn't get a triple, we couldn't even get a triple will of Ikaru. I don't remember what we used. I think it was this one or maybe even this one. So we did something like this, but there was a lot of flaws. First of all, we couldn't get Frodo on triple fight. I had to go a rage build on this. And then I'm using the same Rauk that we're reusing in a Steel Fortress team, I believe, or a Punisher Crypt team. So we couldn't change this build. And then we have the Tark build where we put double will. We again couldn't put triple will because the build just was not possible. So due to these flaws, this team, although I was able to get a quicker time, it was not safe. So I did switch that with the Elia, and it made it really safe. Reason why you guys saw that time. Now before I show you guys the other builds, other teams, I do want to show you guys the fastest record. So you guys can see that we got a 28 second on Steel Fortress, a 23 second on Punisher Crypt, which is a lot faster than what he had before. And also from his Dimensional Dungeon team, you can see that the quickest is 37 seconds. But for the real test, we do want to see what he has in the scouting feature. So if we go to the scout battle, if we select those dungeons for Steel Fortress, we have an average of 34 seconds, and then Punisher Crypt, we have an average of 24 seconds. And then I believe, well, we can't do a scout battle for dimensional dungeons, right? Our best time was what you guys saw, an average of 50 seconds, something like that. So it is what it is. The other teams that I created, I extensively followed what Moses has built. Thankfully, I was able to get it to work, although it was a challenge. So this is the Steel Fortress team. I believe this unit goes first on Swift accuracy. We couldn't get a Rage build. We couldn't get a Fatal build. We had to use Swift runes to get this type of build. And then it is the Clara going on triple fight. Now, I did create these teams first. Reason why we weren't able to get a triple fight builds on the last dungeon team. There's the Clara. Then we have the Shina going on Rage Blade. Not bad. We focus on a lot of co-op damage. And then Martina goes. I think Martina goes last. No, Martina does move. Never mind. On double fight broken. Again, we couldn't go triple fight, and this is where we start getting low on the fight runes or specific fight sets to get like high damage, right? Again, a lot of co-op damage. And if I need the Brandia on Rage Will to put in that big burst damage. I'm gonna run this a couple times to show you guys that it is pretty safe, but sometimes it could get kind of fluky. Now, the best thing is to kill that one unit right there once Shina moves, but he is lacking damage, so we couldn't get that right away. But thankfully, we do kill the mid-boss without Brandia moving. Again, some units survive here, which is unfortunate. I think if you make your rune quality higher, you should be all way crap. We just missed that. Oh, that's bad. It's not gonna kill. So this is the longer run, unfortunately. Yeah, one dies, but I think we should be okay. Okay, a longer run, unfortunately, because we didn't land that beneficial block, right? 42 seconds. It averages out because we do get like 28 seconds. Sometimes we get 30 seconds, and then obviously the low end or the high end of 40 seconds. And then it averages out to that 34-second average you saw from the scout battle. Even there, I think if we land defense break a little quicker, it will be better. But it's all RNG at this point, so. Perfect, we landed that this time. We didn't get 4 debuffs, or did we? No, we did enough damage, so Brandia should end it. So this is more like the 30-second, right? Yeah, but it is pretty safe. So now let's move on to the Steel Fortress, because Steel Fortress is actually extremely consistent. Reason why you guys saw a 24-second average. This is the team. Julie does not kill, does not kill the small units. So everybody does have to move to clean it up. And that's why I made Rauk go first in front of the Ikaru, so that it does clean up with Annihilate. This is the Prelia on Double Fight Will. And then we have a Liam on Rage Will. Now this is a lot better. If you make Ikaru go first, it could get weird, because team up needs to be used by both dogs, and you don't want that happening. You definitely want to save all the team ups for the boss stage, so that you could put in all the damage, so that the Liam could kill. So both dogs should have team up here. 1, 2, yeah, and then now Liam should be able to clean up. Before, when I followed Moses actually has Ikaru going in front, or they have the same speed, but Ikaru is placed in front, so it moves first. Because we don't do enough damage, there are cases where the Ikaru does not have team up on the boss stage, so we don't do enough damage where Liam kills the boss, and that's where the problem comes in, because we start getting attack broken, we start getting slowed, and that just destroys the run. Let's just make sure that both dogs have the team up. There you go. Easy win. Very, very consistent. I was very happy with this team. If you just go into it, if you look at the runes, he only has 1,300 runes laying around. Most of it is Despair Swift. Very little of like Rage Fight that's laying around, which made it really hard for me to build these speed dungeon teams, because these are the sets that gets used when you build fast dungeon teams, right? especially fight sets. You need a lot of fight sets because you need to get as much damage as you can, especially if you're lacking grinds and gems or just high quality damage sets. It looks like he was a hardcore Swift farmer. Again, but unfortunately, I think his Giants team is broken now, so he will have to fix that. I hope it is an easier fix than the other dungeon usually is, but you'll see that we took a lot of runes from these units. Some of them are still intact. Also, I've noticed that he wasn't using his relic as much. So, the problem is you have to build another Prelia too, because this Prelia will not work here. Yeah. One other thought is that you could instead use Luna instead of the Deborah. If you do that, you'll need another damage set, and maybe that's not that good. But I am sure that you will have an easy time rebuilding this team. It feels a little bad because I do think with this premium account, the only thing this account needs to do is farm. He doesn't even have to summon anymore, guys. Look at the amount of LD5s here. Like, what else do you want? You already have like some of the more game-changing, I guess, RTA units. Vivichel, Dark Monkey, Velasca, Tianling. I mean, even the Light Totem is used a lot. So he has so many great units that could be a pinnacle pick for his RTA team, or like just for many RTA teams. I think that he really does not have to focus or spend money in summoning at all, unless it's like a collab unit just for the RGB stuff. If you're lucky, sure, you could get an LD unit too, but I don't think you have to extensively go for like scrolls to get an LD at 5. Because right now, you're not even at a point where you could utilize all of these due to the low rune quality. When we saw his rune quality initially, I thought they were high, but maybe he's just a speed chaser. Man, is it just like your main PvP sets that you're focusing on? Like, I don't know why his rage runes didn't give like good builds, and you could tell like his fight runes is like really lacking. It doesn't even matter like what you need, a lot more than this. Unfortunately, is it worth farming for a fight? Probably not, but I wouldn't at least sell your fight runes that are 6-starred that has decent stats, because they're very useful. Again, looking back at these builds, I thought they were just efficiency issues, but what if he's just lacking certain... No, it was definitely efficiency issues, because we could tell that he's missing grinds and gems. So again, maybe he has a very strict pool of runes where he only keeps like the very good ones, and maybe that causes him to kind of neglect the other sets, which caused me to have a hard time building these dungeon teams. But like the PvP runes, he has good runes. It's just that he's lacking grinds and gems. Anyhow, I'm still happy that I was able to get everything done, and 2 of the dungeon teams are definitely speed teams now, and Hell is not there yet, but I think if you could get some better damage sets plus more fight runes, he should be able to make that team easily as well. But that was it for this improvement, guys. If you guys want improvements like this, please join my Discord, fill out the Google form. If you guys want account reviews, join my Patreon, and I'll see you guys next time.